Hi everyone, my name is Camelia and I teach the Mount Method and yoga one-on-one online. I wanted to say a few words that I feel might help some people who might be a bit disconnected from their body, or who are experiencing chronic pain or mental health issues that come from feeling disconnected from their body, or digestive problems, or problems with sleep. All of these relate back to your autonomic nervous system, and all of these are affected by practicing yoga, breathing, movement with awareness, and a neurofascial technique called the Mount Method, which was designed by Sue Hitzman, and for me is one of the best ways to hydrate your tissue, change the texture of the connective tissue, and energize or stimulate your connectivity from the neuroreceptors in the periphery up into your central nervous system, improving posture and gait in a way that's not how to say, it's not exercising muscles, and it's not about stretching muscles, but it's about stimulating neuroconnectivity, proprioception, your awareness in space, and also compressing tissues like self-massage in order to stimulate collagen. So what are the words I wanted to say? I'm gonna try to make this short because sometimes I speak too much, and I really would like for this to be heard. So if you're experiencing difficulties, one of the ways that you can help yourself is to reach out and get support to work with a movement specialist. Or you can join a class. Joining a class is a great way to energize yourself, stimulate positive hormones. It won't help you get out of chronic pain usually. If you've created compression in your body, if you have a desk-bound job, if you have repetitive strain injury, if you've experienced deep emotional trauma that has affected your connective tissue, joining a group exercise will improve your dopamine and stimulate your circulation, but it will not rebalance your neural core and get you back towards a hydrated state of health and vitality. But it's a good step forward. Reaching out to work with someone one-on-one is the way that you can solve chronic pain issues. Joining a group class, you can engage if you're already healthy enough to be able to deal with your compensations in your body. But if you've come out of balance, then you might need some special attention, some personal support, some personal cueing. Now, reaching out to work with someone, obviously that's more expensive than joining a group class. Spending money on yourself, I'm going to say the following after this week. There are people out there with a lot of money, a much bigger income than me. I've spent 10 years spending all of my money to learn from really great movement experts out there. And I never considered it expensive. There are people with money out there who do not know how to spend on themselves. And I'm realizing this has fucking nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with money. It has to do with vulnerability. People will come up with all kinds of strategies to avoid coming back into the body, because coming back to the body means that you would actually have to experience some vulnerability, open up yourself to new strategies, face some of your weaknesses, face some of your pains and vulnerabilities, let them go. They might be very comfortable. You might be very used to them and not know what to do with yourself. If you had a truckload of energy, if you could sleep well throughout the night without having to get up and pee. So I'm going to say this: working with a movement specialist one-on-one to help you improve your performance. That's what Novak Djokovic does. That's what people who are intent on their movement practice and performance do. I do it because I enjoy it. I like to be able to move with pleasure in my body. I like to be able to move with the qualities of an integrated body. And I had troubles in my body and in my mind, and I needed help. And I went to people and sought them out and worked with them and spent time with them. And that helped me. And if you have chronic pain, you're going to have to be in a position where you might be vulnerable. You might have to follow your intuition. You might have to not know. You might have to not know. You don't know how you feel. You don't know how to get out of pain. If you did, you would have done it. And you're putting yourself in a position where you're vulnerable. And people will come up with all kinds of crazy excuses like, it's too expensive. That melt roller is too expensive. What if it doesn't work? Oh, I already do a fascia-based approach. No, you don't. What most people are doing is a myofascial approach, which is releasing the muscles, not a neurofascial approach, which is changing the neural connectivity of your body. Yeah, I've experienced a lot of pushback, and I feel it has nothing to do with me. It has a lot to do with people being scared shitless of coming back into their bodies. And I want to encourage you to take the step and come back into your body, whether it is by joining a group class to start working with movement with awareness. But like, it's great to join a Hare Krishna class where you're mumbo jumbo chanting, or any kind of spiritually tinted yoga where you're like throwing petals and praying to the moon. And I'm really not dissing it. I love that kind of stuff. But it's not going to help you repattern your neural core. You are going to have to face a little bit of the compensations in your body, a little bit of your patterns to cope with whatever vulnerability you've experienced in life. And you've tried to compensate to get out of it and to get out of chronic pain because you've adopted a strategy that's not functional, that's making you feel stronger when you haven't built up the ground to stand up in real strength, functional strength. You will have to go back and be vulnerable. So these are my few words on vulnerability. And honestly, if somebody else tells me how expensive these rollers are, do not come to me. Because I was a freaking broke, out of work person in the middle of a pandemic, and I spent money on these rollers. And I'm gonna tell you this: chronic pain, mental health issues, inability to sleep, digestive problems are a lot more expensive than the $150 you're gonna spend on your melt kit, or the 280 pounds you're gonna spend on having a month sessions with me. But okay, let's say I'm too expensive for you. I'll admit to that. There are cheaper tutors out there than me. Okay, but do not come to me and tell me the melt method roller is expensive, because I cannot deal with this bullshit one more time. My colleagues were like, oh, just teach them with whatever roller. Eventually they're going to buy the melt method roller anyway, because it's the best one and they're going to figure it out. No. I've worked as a nanny. I'm not your nanny. I am not entertaining childish ideas of spending, I don't know, how much pounds are you going to spend less on a roller? Like 30 pounds less to buy a crappy roller? No, not with me. And please do not come and tell me that it is too expensive while wearing your pointy little shiny shoes. Please don't come to me again.